Architectural Builder Supply is pleased to present you with this recording of the technical question that is listed in the title of this video.
This call may be monitored and recorded for quality assurance.
I am super. I have in front of me an AB 500 ED 501 series panic exit device. We spoke on Friday about the bent flange mounting hardware on it.
Yes, sir, I recall.
Okay. I installed it on my door, and it was really disappointing. I could not open the door. So this device, I'm sure you are intimately familiar with, has two latches on it. The big latch and a small latch, right? Am I using the right term?
No. The larger portion would be referred to as a Pullman latch. The smaller portion is referred to a deadlocking guard. They are not latches.
Okay.
They're both not latches.
Okay. Well, I'd like to be able to use this device. The deadlocking device does not activate when I push on the panic bar.
It's not supposed to.
So it doesn't open the door when I push on the bar?
The deadlocking tab is not retracted when you push on the touchpad.
So how do I use it as an exit device instead of a deadbolt?
So why would you need that to retract when you push the
Because the
touch
door
bar?
won't open, sir. The door won't open.
Okay. So when the deadlocking tab is depressed, nothing prevents you from pushing the touchpad. When it's depressed to the proper depth, nothing prevents you from touching the touchpad and retracting the Pullman latch. So in a correct installation, the deadlocking tab is pushed in by means of the strike plate in the box. And that is held pushed in, and that is done for a couple of reasons. Safe, proper security is the primary reason. So when you have the proper conditions set between the relationship of the strike and the latch and the deadlocking tab, you'll be able to exit at all times. When the deadlocking tab is depressed, it prevents you from mechanically pushing the latch bolt in, and the only way to retract the latch is to push the touchpad.
Okay, I'm looking at the instructions. I'm looking at the latch in front of me. Okay. I'm pushing in. Now I'm looking at the bolt, the device. It's not on my door because that was a very unsafe condition. I'm pushing in the deadlocking tab halfway, and the other one is not releasing. So let me try pushing on the bar with it halfway to. So I'm looking at the instructions, Richard. I don't see where that relationship between the two tabs is delineated.
It probably is not directly delineated because that was written by a Korean person probably in the 1970s.
Wait, I'm buying 50-year-old equipment? Really?
The brain trust that went into it was probably from the 70s. No, it's not directly delineated, but it is indirectly delineated, and that is delineated when it talks about the relationship of applying the strike to the soffit of the frame and installing the panic device. They don't tell you that the, shape of the steering wheel is round. We don't, you know what I mean? So they're not telling you that relationship, but indirectly, when it's installed for the instructions, it will have no choice other than to operate in that fashion. So your door had a panic device on it when you started out?
Yeah, Yeah, it's
Okay.
a restaurant. It's a back
Did
door.
you change the strike plate?
No, I did not, because it seemed to fit the way my original did.
Yeah.
And now
so,
I'm looking at the instructions, and it does not. Damn. I mean, you might as well send me a picture of a steering wheel, because there's only one latch in the Step B type of installation illustrations, A, B, and C. A is mine because it's a single door. And I see one latch, and I certainly can't deduce from this 3D drawing what the hell I'm even looking at. I mean, I don't know if you have that in front of you. So I have above that on I, identification of parts, it shows a roller strike. The arrow that says roller strike is pointing to not the roller strike, but the ramped portion of the strike plate. And I guess the ramped portion of the strike plate should be depressing my deadbolt, or whatever you called that.
Deadlocking tab, yes, sir. That is correct.
Deadlocking tab. And that's what this thing is not illustrating. And if that door pushes, it's going to hit that. And I'll give this a shot, Richard. That's somewhat, I don't see how that's going to work by looking at the pictures, but I'll try reinstalling this.
Let's skip over the installation instructions.
Okay.
What you just said is the right way to do it. The ramp on the strike, when the door closes, must keep that deadlocking tab depressed to the partially to the relationship that is established when you install that strike and you put that exit device, per the template at the proper back set. Too much or too little, the exit is not going to work. Because that tab can foul up the proper operation if it's not in or out of the way of where it needs to be.
Mhm. Mhm.
And I can't tell you what the dimension is because the template that I think they provide, and I'm not looking at what's in your box.
I have it.
It's intended to be folded over and pushed up against the soffit of the frame.
Right.
Yeah, and this is a builder's quality. Although I'm a major fan of this exit device and have been for decades, it's the literal interpretation of this can lead some of us down the path of confusion, and I lead that charge. I carry the colors in that army of being confused by installation instructions.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, if I'd done 100 of these, but I'm sure most people don't do 100 of these unless they're contractors.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
All right. I will. I've fooled with this for a long time, and I could not make heads or tails of that. And I'm looking at my existing one, my existing panic exit device, and it does not have those ramps. It clearly is just a roller.
Yeah, so that deadlocking tab is not present on all exit devices, but it is on many. And the first reason we've discussed. The second reason is that in a fire test, when they install that hardware to certify it as permissible for use on fire doors, that temperature gets to 1,800 degrees in about 3 minutes and then parks there for the next 2 hours and 57 seconds. So the way they pass the fire test is by having that deadlocking tab, and when everything that can be melted or burned off is gone, that darn exit device will stay latched and keep that door secured. So that's the other reason you'll see deadlocking tabs, because they need it to stay secure in a fire test, because otherwise you don't have a fire door. Your application's not a fire-rated door back of a restaurant, although it could be, but the payoff for you is that should someone try to tamper with that latch bolt cannot be lloyded is the term that we use, even though you really can't get to the latch at all anyway. So,
Yeah, through the entrance. I see. All right. Thank you very much. I'll remount the strike plate and see if that clears up all my issues. Excellent. Thank you so much, Richard.
And to you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Architectural Builders Supply hopes you have enjoyed this program.
Again, thank you for watching, and if you've enjoyed this video, please click thumbs up, please subscribe, and maybe even send the video to someone that you know. Thank you.